Welcome to Throttle. Today we're going to talk about the real cost of owning a superbike in India. Let's start. Everyone talks about buying a superbike, the power, the speed, and the dream, but nobody talks about this, what it actually costs to live with one. I'm not talking about the price of the bike, but the ownership. In India, owning a superbike is not about affording one. It's about maintaining it, sustaining it, and riding it. And if you don't understand this, you'll enjoy it for the first few months. And after that, probably you start avoiding it. And even at a point, you'll start questioning your decision about buying one. So let's start with the obvious price of buying a bike. A 1000cc leather class bike would cost you somewhere around 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs, and above 30 lakhs as well. And that's just the entry point because the moment you start taking the delivery of the bike, that's when the real spending starts. Buying the bike is the easiest part. So let's talk about servicing. Your basic service will cost you somewhere around 8,000 to 20,000. A major service will cost you somewhere around 20 to 40,000 plus. This cost is not once in a lifetime. This is a regular cost. Depending on how you ride your bike and how you keep your bike, the service maintenance cost and the maintaining of your bike will depend. And if you don't spend, the bike won't forgive you. The next is tires. And this is where most people get shocked. Your basic tires for your bike, depending on which bike you own, starts from a range of 15 or 20,000 and it goes upwards of 40. These bikes and the tires, they don't last long, especially if you ride hard. Grips come at a cost. These bikes, they're not fuel efficient. They give you a fuel economy of somewhere around 8 to 15 or 20 at max. And these bikes, they demand better quality fuel, especially with the E20 going on. It's tough. You don't think about fuel until unless you start riding regularly. The next one has to be insurance. You don't think of it as a cost, but it is a major factor. And without an insurance, it's not safe to ride a bike for you and your bike as well. And your insurance will somewhere cost between 20,000 to 60,000, depending on which bike you own. And even in some brands, you get only a specific company that provides you insurance for those bikes. Now, this is where it gets interesting. When you own a bike, assuming you own a 15 lakh bike, the basic logic is to have 10 to 15% or 20% of that amount of owning. Like, for example, 15 lakh bike, 3 lakhs or 4 lakhs is something that you should have for your gears. Because when you own a super bike, you need the right gears to protect yourself. It is a must. So gears are definitely part of owning a super bike. You need a helmet, you need a jacket, boots, uh, gloves. You can mention if I forgot something. After you spend money on yourself in terms of gears, you spend on the bike. And in terms of accessories, the hand guards, tank guard, engine guard, you got a sump plate. Sometimes it comes stock. Otherwise, you have to buy it to protect your bike. So that's another cost that comes. You don't ride your bike daily. You plan your rides based on the bike. And this is slowly a lifestyle shift. And here's the truth. Most people don't sell their bike because they're bored of it. They sell the bike because they didn't expect ownership cost. It's not about affording the bike. It's about affording the life around the bike. If you plan to buy a super bike, don't just ask the question if you can buy it. You need to ask yourself if you can justify it, if you are going to ride it, and if you're going to maintain it, which is the most important part of it. So tell me, would you still prefer to buy a super bike in India after knowing all of this, or are you already living this reality? Do let me know in the comments, and we'll see you back at Throttle.